It's Oude Gueuze time. Literally, it is Timmerman's Oude Gueuze. Oude Gueuze is the old lambic blend from Belgium. My favorite style, maybe one of my favorite styles. And this bottle is somewhat aged for a Gueuze, from 2013, almost 3.5 years old. And Timmerman is not like the most famous, sexy lambic brewer out there, but their stuff has been available around here lately, and I like some of their sort of different style blends with alambics. They've done this Belgian white ale style lambic. They call it Blanche Lambucus, and that one is really interesting, though I noticed that with their kind of experimental lambics, they make them a little sweet. I've never had their Gueuze before, but most breweries who make a Gueuze, and especially if they call it an Oude Gueuze, it's going to be the very dry aged beer. And this one's also been in the bottle for a couple of years, so, and there's some chunks floating around. So I think it'll be pretty dry, probably to my tastes. It's 5.5% alcohol, and just like all other lambics, it has to be, like 40% wheat around there. And there wasn't too much of a pop there. I didn't have it in the fridge for too long, just like a day or two. Nicely carbonated, but not insanely carbonated. They're very pale. I mean, most lambics are this pale. That's not really showing up that well on camera. I don't have the best lighting right now. It smells pretty nice. Smells real funky. Whew. Oh yeah, lots of wood and slight grassiness, but wood and tart lemon, funky kind of lactic farmhouse cheese aroma. And it has some really unripe, like sour unripe peach happening in there. Some nice stone fruit aromas though. Nectarine sort of thing. Sweet tarts, but it's not all sweet tarts and lemon. And there are a few little chunks in there, but it doesn't bother me. Pretty good carbonation, but with a lot of Gueuzes, they can be crazy carbonated, but then some lambic brewers, you don't know, they might get a sort of almost flat batch. That's how Hansen's usually makes it, but Timmermans usually has a pretty medium high carbonation. Nothing wild. And there's a slight mineral musty thing maybe, but it's not really that funky though. At least for a Gueuze, there's a lot of fruits happening, and I noticed some deeper barley malt sort of essence below it all. But it smells really nice. Whew. More sour than I thought it was going to be. Oh yeah. Good amount, but it's not, it's not just pure lemon tart, like chewing on lemon and lemon peel. It has a lot of other tart fruits in it, or unripe fruits. It's carrying on a lot of the same flavors as from the aroma, the unripe peach and nectarine sort of thing. But it has a nice farmy, farmhouse cheese rind funk to it from the Brettanomyces, and it hits you with lactic, but also a lingering acetic acid. Yeah, sort of vinegar, white wine vinegar thing happening. Some people might think it is a little bit pickly, and that would be true, but I like the way it's pickly. It's on the edge of being too sour for me, though. Whew. Yeah, it makes your mouth water quite a bit. There is just a touch of sweetness still, but it is very, very sour. Lots of acid happening. If you can hear the sounds I'm making from the sourness, and still a good amount of tannins. Not very strong, but it does add a little bit of an oomph to the finish and dryness of it. And now, yeah, I'm getting a lot of white grape sort of things happening too, and with that finish. Maybe it's from the oak imparting a little bit of a woody, vanilla-y grape, making me think of, you know, barrel-aged wine with oak character. But the aroma is really fruity and clean, and then the flavor is quite funky. Yeah, it's got that. I don't know. It's hard to describe. It's not. This isn't like weird porta potty manure rotting, but it has this flavor that it's really unique to lambics that I can only describe as like diaper or something. Though that makes no sense. Um, it's like fresh, plasticky, not like rubbery, burnt rubber or anything like that. But it's a pleasant weird cottony and plasticky sort of thing. I'm not sure if that is from the pediococcus or something. It might be because there aren't too many American wild ales that use pediococcus in addition to Brettanomyces or Lactobacillus, so it's a different kind of thing. But lambic beers do have dozens to hundreds of different bugs adding complexity in there, so it might be kind of difficult to figure out exactly what's happening. And if I zoom going real close, you can see all the little chunks, but it's not affecting the mouthfeel. The mouthfeel is super dry, a little bit of body to it though. But it has that fresh muskiness, which that also doesn't make sense, but that's the way to describe alembic beers. These beers are going to age forever. I mean, this was bottled in 2003. Most Gueuzes are a blend of beer up to 3 years old, so that means that some of the beer that's in here, it was first mashed 6 years ago. And there's no oxidation. There's none of the hallmarks of some bad stale beer, except that it has gone sour, but the hallmarks of the way that they kept old beer good in the old days. But I just love Gueuzes. Like, there's the only one I've had that's really a letdown is the Gueuze Fond Tradition St. Louis Gueuze, which is like not. It's just kind of sweet and it's dark and it doesn't have the funky yeasty complexity to it. I don't need them to be super sour. This one is right on the edge of too much. But if it just has that really well-rounded yeasty funk and a couple different types of acidity going on, it really works really well, and I love this one. It's not the best, it's not, you know, Cantillon or anything, but it's worth the $16 for a bottle even. I wonder, this kind of reminds me of the Cuvée Rene from Lindemann's, but it'd be good to try them side by side. I think this one might be a little bit more sour, but sort of equally funky as the Cuvée Rene. And I'll have to do like 80, 87 or something for this one. It's very nice. Well, if you see it around, I would recommend it if you're into the very sour, complex Belgian beers. And it's also from the world's oldest lambic brewery. Goodbye.